regardless of the reason you're there, you are there. So now what? You're hot, you're tired, you're thirsty, you're empty, confused. What are your options? First question is, did you prepare ahead of time? Did you dress appropriately? Are you wearing the armor of God? Do you have on the garment of praise? Desert conditions can be harsh and be an easy place to fall into complaining and depression. Appropriate clothing is a must. Did you fill up on living water beforehand? The search for water can be hard in the desert. You need to know where to look. Are there green growing plants? Are there animals nearby? You may only find a few drops, but it's important for you to take in every bit of it. The smallest amount of God is life-sustaining. You may need to work hard to find it. You may need to dig deep. Just because you can't find him doesn't mean it's not there.
That's good.
You need to find shelter from the heat. The Lord is our strong tower, our refuge and our hiding place. Go to places where you know that the Lord is. Your word, church, your prayer closet. Be sure that you're not walking in circles. Stay focused on God. Stay focused on his voice. Block out all distractions and keep your focus. Don't be a wanderer. The Israelites wandered for 40 years and it was only about 250 miles away from the promised land. Don't chase after mirages. A mirage can look good. It looks real. Just because it looks like water doesn't mean it is water. They look promising. There are so many vices out there, like drugs and alcohol, that promises to make you feel better. Then there are less obvious mirages, such as self-helps. We were never supposed to help ourselves. We were supposed to depend on God. Or even yoga. And yes, it's okay to stretch your body in every position. But it's not okay to meditate and take your mind into other places and have out-of-body experiences. They're all mirages. They are all ways that promise inner peace, but they are a trap from the enemy and can end in death. Be careful where you walk. Watch your footing. There are plenty of snakes in the desert waiting to strike. If it looks like a snake and slithers like a snake, it is a snake. The desert is a lonely place. Use that time to reflect. Use that time to press in. Use that time to get closer to God. Just because you feel lonely doesn't mean you're alone. Change how you're thinking. He's not left you and he's not forgotten you. The thing to remember when you're in a desert place is God is working all things for your good. In the book of Matthew, there's a story of Mary and Joseph. And at that time, it had to have been very confusing for them because we read it and we see the end of the story, how God worked it all out. At the time, you have Joseph who's supposed to marry Mary, and but she's already pregnant. They had to have had a lot of questions, a lot of concerns. There was probably fear, not understanding. But in Matthew 1:22, it says that all those things took place that the Lord had spoken, to fulfill what the Lord had spoken. So as all this took place to fulfill what the Lord has spoken, God is still in control. Even in that situation, it applies to our situation. That even though we may be going through a troubling and confusing time, that God is still in control. All these things happen to fulfill his purpose, his will for our life.